Okay, so I wanted to be a little bit more prepared when, have a more prepared presentation, but I just am too agitated to try and get this all out straight. So what I want to get at is that, here's the gist. I believe that the public school system is undermining my ability to effectively parent my children. I know this, there's a struggle and a fight going on, and the teachers say it's the parents, and the parents say it's the teachers and the schools, and yet we have all these laws and all of these things that are so subtle and so pervasive, and we don't see it, and we don't acknowledge the fact that it is eroding the basic values and beliefs and principles that we are trying to instill in our children. And now it's getting to the point where it's actually affecting my ability to parent, because I am going to possibly be getting in trouble for my child's truancy. I maintain that my oldest child has not been truant. I have called and excused her from classes when she has been sick, when she has had a headache and she's had to leave school, and also for doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, things of that nature. And I am an adult. I don't need a note from another adult saying that my kid was where I said my kid was. The school effectively has just said, okay, so maybe it's not the school, maybe it's the law, but the fact of the matter is, if the school is following this law, it is the school that is undermining my ability. That is undermining, they're eroding, like I said, my children's sense of trust and security and even belief in their own person to make decisions and to make value judgments. I have called my child in. On the sheet, here, I've got the attendance report right here. Yeah, she's been absent a lot. She had, that's the first page. And there's the second page. There's a lot of tardies in there, too, which I could get in trouble for, believe it or not. But, the principal decided she wasn't going to count those towards the truancy issues, which, for one thing, I don't understand. If my child gets on the bus in the morning, I have just handed responsibility for my child and where my child's presence and accountability has been handed over to the school. What do I do? What can I do to change if my child is tardy or not? And the principal maintains that she says that, well, that's why I'm not counting that towards truancy. Well, no. You're basically giving me a threat that I have the authority to do this, but I'm not going to. No, she shouldn't even have the authority to do that. The child is not under my care at that point. And how can I be accountable for that? At any rate, I look at this way, and my children are in middle school. The school system is telling them not to trust their parents. How? By the message that we cannot trust your parents, and we cannot trust your parents. We require a note from another adult telling us that it was okay for you to not be in school. Well, I'm going to tell you, there were 3 days in here, I believe, where my child was sick at home with a cold. I was not going to take her to a doctor. She didn't need to go to a doctor. Why should I waste that time when it's something her body just needs to get better? I don't need to go to a doctor to get a medical excuse to say she was sick. It is excused. I know there's 10 allowable days to do this. But when my child has headaches as a regular occurrence, the school knows this. It's not noted. It doesn't do anything to increase the days available where she cannot be in school. Or I would prefer her not to be in school because she's got a bad headache. All of this points to the fact that, according to the law, which by default, if the school system is following it, they are responsible. They are the ones accountable. They are the ones that have the discretion, more so than their own parents. So the school system is saying we cannot trust the parents of these children, of these students, to make good decisions in the best interests of their child. We cannot trust them. How much are the students going to trust their parents? How are the students going to then, their inner feeling is, well, I should trust my parents, and my parents are supposed to be doing the best for me, looking out for me. Yet, they are now questioning their own selves about whether they have good judgment. On top of the fact that they're basically being told, we cannot